The twin suns burned above the alien marketplace, turning the ground hot and bright. Traders shouted, metal signs clattered in the wind, and strange creatures moved from one stall to another. In the middle of all this noise stood a small alien girl with pale blue skin and silver hair that covered half her face. She held her thin arms close to her chest, as if trying to make herself disappear. No one even looked at her. She had been standing there since morning, waiting, hoping, whispering the same words again and again. Maybe someone will choose me today. Maybe someone will take me home. But nobody did. Around her, other alien children were being welcomed by families. Some laughed and ran into the arms of their new guardians. Some cried but still walked away with someone who wanted them. But this girl, small, quiet, shaking, was always left behind. Every time someone passed by, her eyes lifted with a tiny spark of hope, and then fell again when they ignored her. She was the girl nobody wanted. Far away, a human man named Aaron walked through the marketplace with his backpack and dusty boots. He was traveling alone, stopping from planet to planet, trying to find peace after losing his family years ago. He had come to this world only to buy parts for his ship. But something felt strange in the air, as if someone was calling for help without using words. He followed the feeling, and soon his eyes found the little girl standing all alone. Her shoulders trembled. Her voice was barely a whisper. But Aaron heard it. He saw the seller sitting behind her on a wooden chair, looking angry and bored. "Next!" the seller shouted, waving at other buyers. No one came. No one even glanced at the girl. The seller muttered, "Worthless child, always scaring away customers." Aaron frowned. Something inside him twisted. He knew the feeling of loneliness. He knew what it meant to stand alone while others walked away. He walked closer, studying the girl. She didn't look dangerous. She looked broken, afraid, forgotten. But just as Aaron was about to step closer, two large alien hunters approached the stall. Their eyes were sharp, their armor dark, and their voices cold. "We want the girl," one of them said. Aaron froze. Their tone didn't sound like kindness. It sounded like a trap. The seller quickly stood up. "You again? I told you, no trouble here. If you want her, pay the price." The hunters grinned, revealing sharp teeth. "We can take her without paying." The girl's breathing quickened. She stepped back, trying to hide behind her own shadow. Her tiny voice trembled. "No. Please, no." Aaron felt something inside him break. He couldn't stand there and do nothing. Not again. Not after what happened to his own daughter years ago. His fists clenched, and he stepped forward. "Stop," Aaron said firmly. Everyone turned. The crowd near the stall grew silent. A human interfering with alien business? This was rare, dangerous. The hunters glared at him. "What do you want?" "Human?" Aaron walked closer, placing himself between the girl and the hunters. "I'm taking the child." The seller raised his eyebrows. "You? A human? Why would you want her?" She's not normal." His eyes narrowed with greed. "Unless you want her for some special reason?" Aaron ignored him. He knelt in front of the girl. She flinched, but he spoke softly. "It's okay, you're safe." She looked up, unsure, her lips trembling, her silver hair blowing gently in the warm wind. Aaron extended his hand toward her. "Come with me." Her eyes widened, as if no one had ever offered her kindness before. She reached out slowly, hesitantly, touching his hand as if it might disappear. The moment their hands met, the air around them felt warmer, but the peace didn't last long. The hunters growled. "She's ours." Aaron stood tall. "Not today." The seller looked around nervously. "Human, you don't understand. That girl, she is cursed. People who take her never live long." Aaron didn't look away from the girl. "Nobody is cursed, she just needs someone." The hunters whispered something in their own language and stepped back. Their eyes burned with anger. "We'll come." "For her," one of them hissed. Then they disappeared into the crowd. Aaron lifted the girl in his arms. She was too light, like she had barely eaten. She rested her head against his shoulder, whispering, "Why did you choose me?" Aaron didn't know the answer. He only knew one thing: no child deserves to be alone. As he walked away from the marketplace, he didn't notice a pair of glowing red eyes watching them from the rooftops, whispering to someone unseen. "We found her. Begin the hunt." Aaron carried the little alien girl through the dusty streets while the marketplace sounds faded behind them. The suns were lowering, turning the sky orange and purple, but he felt no peace. Every time he looked over his shoulder, he sensed movement, soft, quiet, hidden. The hunters were not gone. They were following, watching, for the right moment. The girl's small fingers clutched the back of his shirt tightly, as if letting go would mean losing safety forever. She did not speak, not even a whisper, but her shaking told him everything. She had lived her whole life in fear. Aaron kept walking, trying to look calm, even though his heart was beating faster than he liked. When they reached a quieter street, near the metal docks, Aaron gently set her down. "What's your name?" he asked. She lowered her head. I don't know. They never gave me one." Aaron felt a sting in his chest. "Then until you choose a name, I'll call you Little Star. Is that okay?" Her eyes widened a little, surprised, not afraid. "Little Star?" He nodded. "Because you shine, even if no one saw it." She touched her chest, repeating the name quietly, as if memorizing it. Before Aaron could say more, a metallic voice echoed from behind. "Human, step away from the child." Aaron spun around. 3 armored guards walked out from the shadows. Their armor carried the symbol of the Royal Army, sharp wings and a burning circle. These were not hunters. These were soldiers, higher rank, more dangerous. Little Star gasped and grabbed Aaron's hand. "Please, don't let them take me." One soldier raised his weapon. "That girl is classified property. Return her immediately." Aaron lifted his chin. "Property? She's a child." Another soldier stepped forward. "She belongs to the royal family. She is not allowed to be adopted by humans. Release her." Little Star hid behind Aaron. Her whole body trembled like she was reliving a nightmare. Aaron placed himself in front of her, refusing to move. "I'm not giving her back," he said. The soldiers stared at him as if he had spoken pure stupidity. "Human," the leader said, "you don't understand what you are protecting. That girl is marked. She is dangerous." Aaron didn't care. "You don't hurt children." "Not when I'm here." The soldiers raised their weapons. But before the situation exploded, a loud crack sounded from the roof above them. All heads turned as a shadow leaped across the rooftop and disappeared. The soldiers stiffened. One spoke urgently. "The hunters are here too. We do not have time to argue." Aaron had only a second to understand what that meant before everything erupted. A sharp whistle cut through the air. Then a projectile smashed into the ground near the soldiers, sending a cloud of dust and sparks. The hunters had found them. "Run," Aaron whispered to Little Star. "Stay behind me." She nodded, tears streaming down her cheeks. The hunters dropped from the rooftops, landing like giant insects, their dark armor shining with cruel symbols. Their leader pointed at the girl. "She belongs to us." The royal soldiers aimed their weapons at the hunters. "She is royal property. You will not touch her." For the first time, Aaron realized something much bigger was happening. Why did hunters and soldiers want a small, frightened girl with no name? What made her so important? And why did she look more terrified of the soldiers than the hunters? Little Star tugged his shirt. "Please, don't give me to them. They'll take me back to the dark rooms. They'll hurt me." Something inside Aaron hardened. something he thought had died long ago with his daughter, a fire, a promise, a reason to protect. He grabbed Little Star's hand. "I won't let anyone take you, not them. Not anyone." The soldier leader shouted. "Human, stand down." The hunter leader shouted, "Give her now or die." But Aaron didn't wait. He grabbed Little Star and sprinted into the narrow back alley just as energy blasts lit up the street behind them. The explosion shook the walls. Soldiers and hunters clashed in a violent storm of metal, heat, and shouting. Aaron kept running, pushing through the alley as Little Star clung to him, trusting him more with every step. "Why are they after you?" Aaron asked between breaths. Little Star's voice cracked. "Because I'm not supposed to exist." Before Aaron could ask more, a cold voice echoed from ahead. "Human, stop running." A figure stepped out of the shadows, wearing a long dark cloak. Red lights blinked beneath the hood. Little Star screamed, "No, not him." Aaron froze. The figure raised a glowing staff. "You took what does not belong to you," the cloaked stranger said, "and now you will pay the price." Aaron shielded Little Star with his body. As the staff crackled with deadly power, he had no weapons, no backup, no plan, just one promise: he would not let her go. "Even if it cost him his life," you said. The cloaked man's staff glowed brighter, filling the narrow alley with a deep red light. The air grew colder, as if the shadows themselves were watching. Aaron pushed Little Star behind him, his breath sharp and fast, his palms sweating. He had been in danger before on many planets, but this felt different. This felt personal. The man wasn't just here to take the girl, he was here to erase her. Little Star's voice trembled. "Please, don't let him touch me. Please." Aaron tightened his stance. "Stay behind me, don't move." The cloaked man leaned forward, and for a moment, Aaron saw a glimpse of his face, two glowing red eyes with no pupils. Not human, not any species Aaron recognized. Something ancient, something made of fear. "You interfere with forces far beyond your understanding," the man hissed. "That girl is a threat to the entire royal line. She should have been destroyed long ago." Little Star gasped and covered her mouth, her small body shaking hard. Aaron's jaw tightened. "You're talking about a child." The cloaked man's voice cracked like broken glass. "She is not a child. She is a mistake." Before Aaron could respond, the man swung his glowing staff. A violent blast of energy shot toward them like a wave of burning wind. Aaron grabbed Little Star and rolled behind a stack of metal crates. The blast struck the wall, exploding with a sharp crack that made the ground shake. Little Star buried her face in Aaron's chest, sobbing. I told you they would come." "Hey," Aaron whispered, lifting her chin. "Look at me, I'm here. I'm not leaving you. Do you understand?" She nodded, but her tears didn't stop. The cloaked man walked slowly toward them, each step echoing like thunder. The staff hummed with a deadly rhythm. "Give her to me, human. It will be painless for you if you do." Aaron stood up again. "If you want her, you'll have to go through me." The cloaked man paused. "You would die for a creature that is not even your own species?" Aaron didn't blink. Yes. Something flickered in the cloaked man's red eyes. Confusion? Respect? Annoyance? Aaron couldn't tell. But then Little Star suddenly clutched her head and cried out. Her skin started glowing soft at first, then brighter. Blue lines appeared across her arms, pulsing like heartbeats. Her silver hair lifted in the air as if a silent wind passed through it. Aaron stepped back in shock. "Little Star, what's happening to you?" She shook her head, sobbing harder. I don't know. I can't stop it." The cloaked man raised his staff. "Her power is waking. This is why she must be eliminated, before she loses control." Little Star screamed again, and the glowing lines spread across her face and neck. The crates around her vibrated. Dust lifted off the ground. The air felt heavy and alive. "Aaron," she whispered. "I'm scared." He grabbed her shoulders firmly. "Listen to me. You are not dangerous. You're just scared. You're not alone anymore." Her breath steadied slightly, but the glow didn't fade. The cloaked man aimed his staff again, preparing to strike. Before he could fire, a loud roar echoed from the roof above them. Something huge leaped down, shattering the ground as it landed. Dust flew everywhere. A metallic tail swung through the air, knocking the cloaked man back several meters. He hit the ground hard. Aaron grabbed Little Star and stepped back, shielding her as the dust cleared. A robotic guardian beast stood between them, a creature of metal and plasma, shaped like a giant wolf with glowing white eyes. Its steel body had royal symbols carved into it, the same symbols the soldiers had. Little Star's glowing eyes widened. "No, not them too." The cloaked man rose from the ground, wiping blood from his lip. "The Queen sends her pets now?" the beast growled, lowering its head. It wasn't here for Aaron. It wasn't here for the cloaked man. It was here for her. Aaron whispered, "Little Star, why does everyone want you?" She sank to her knees, trembling again, the blue lines flickering weaker now. "Because I'm the Forbidden's child. The daughter they tried to hide, the one they said was too weak, too broken, too dangerous to live." Aaron froze. "Daughter? Forbidden's? Royal?" Before he could speak, the robotic beast lunged again, but this time toward Aaron and Little Star. Aaron grabbed her and ran down the alley, the beast's claws slicing the metal wall behind them. Sparks flew everywhere. He didn't have time to think, only to move, to survive, to protect. "Don't look back," Aaron shouted. Little Star cried, "But they won't stop. They will never stop." The beast roared behind them. The cloaked man shouted from far away, "Bring the girl. Kill the human." Aaron knew one thing now. Little Star wasn't just unwanted. She was hunted by everyone, and her powers were only beginning to wake. The night had fully taken over the sky when Aaron and Little Star finally escaped the alley. The city lights flickered like weak candles, and distant sirens echoed through the metal streets. Aaron's heart was still racing from the fight, but Little Star's trembling was worse. Her tiny hands kept grabbing his sleeve, her breath short and fast, as if the shadows themselves were chasing her. Aaron found an abandoned storage shed near the edge of the docks. He pushed open the rusty door and guided Little Star inside. The room was small, dusty, cold, but safe for the moment. He closed the door quietly and knelt beside her. "Are you hurt?" he asked gently. Little Star shook her head, but her eyes were wide with pure terror. "He found me," she whispered. "The Shadow Seeker found me." Aaron frowned. "The cloaked man? Who is he? Why does he want you?" She hugged her knees tightly. "He comes when someone breaks the royal law. He finds children who are not supposed to exist. He takes them to the quiet rooms. No noise, no escape." Aaron felt his stomach tighten. "Did he take you there before?" She looked away. That was answer enough. He placed a warm hand on her shoulder. "You're safe now. He can't take you again." But Little Star didn't believe that. Aaron could see it in her shaking eyes. Before he could say more, her body suddenly jerked like something inside her was trying to break free. She grabbed her chest and gasped. Blue light flickered under her skin, moving like small lightning veins across her arms. Aaron stepped closer. Little Star breathed slowly. "Talk to me." She shook her head violently. I can't stop it. It hurts." Her skin glowed brighter and brighter. Dust rose from the ground. Metal boxes rattled. The entire shed vibrated like something powerful was waking. Aaron held her arms. "Look at me. Stay with me. You're not alone." She opened her glowing eyes, and for a moment, Aaron saw something terrifying inside them. Not violence. Not anger, pain, fear, memories she never chose. "This is why they want me gone," she whispered with a shaking voice. "They said I will lose control one day. They said I will break everything around me." Aaron shook his head. "They lied. You're stronger than you think." Before she could answer, a sudden heavy noise shook the shed roof. Thud. Thud. Something large was walking above them. Little Star froze. "No, they sent it." Aaron drew her closer. "Who did they send?" Her voice cracked. "The Luma Hound. The Queen's tracker beast. It can smell my power. It never stops hunting." Aaron heard metallic breathing from outside, deep, cold, mechanical. A red spotlight slowly passed outside the window. He whispered, "Do not make a sound." Little Star covered her mouth with both hands, her glowing skin fading slowly. The metallic beast sniffed the air. Aaron held his breath. The shed door handle twitched. Little Star's heart pounded so loudly, Aaron thought the beast might hear it. Then the door suddenly slammed open, metal bending under the creature's claw. The Luma Hound stepped inside. Its body was made of silver armor plates, and its glowing white eyes scanned the darkness. Its tail hummed with energy, ready to strike. Aaron grabbed Little Star and hurled both of them behind a shelf, just as the creature slashed the ground where they stood. Sparks flew. The attack missed by inches. The beast roared. The sound shook the entire shed. Little Star pressed her forehead against Aaron's chest. "Why won't they leave me alone?" Aaron didn't know the real answer yet, but he knew she wasn't lying. Something about her attracted danger like a magnet. He pulled her hand. "We're not staying here. We move now." They slipped through a broken side window. The Luma Hound tried to force itself out but got stuck for a moment, just enough for Aaron to lift Little Star onto a pile of cargo crates. "Hurry," he whispered. The beast freed itself and leaped after them, claws scraping metal as it chased them across the dockyard rooftops. Little Star cried out, "It's faster. We can't outrun it." Aaron grabbed her arm firmly. "Then we don't run. We hide." He slid down a slanted roof, pulling her beside him. They landed behind a large fuel container just as the Luma Hound leaped over their heads, missing them completely. For the first time, Little Star's glowing skin dimmed fully. She leaned into Aaron. "I'm scared of what's inside me," she whispered. "And I'm scared of what will happen when they catch me." Aaron looked into her shaking eyes. "I don't care about what you are," he said softly. "I care about who you are." Little Star blinked, confused. "And who am I?" Aaron touched her cheek gently. "Someone worth fighting for." But far across the rooftops, a new figure appeared, tall, armored, carrying the royal crest. The Queen's elite enforcers had arrived. And they were not here to talk. Night wrapped the docks in cold darkness as Aaron and Little Star hid behind the fuel container. The Luma Hound's metal footsteps echoed across the rooftops, searching, sniffing, hunting. But now a new threat stood on the far side of the yard, tall. Armored figures wearing the royal crest, their glowing spears lighting the shadows. Little Star's body stiffened the moment she saw them. The Queen's enforcers? "They found me." Aaron placed a finger on her lips. "Quiet. Stay low." The enforcers scanned the area with long sweeping lights. Their voices were hard and cold. "Track the illegal child," one ordered. "She must be retrieved. The mother wants no witnesses," another whispered. Aaron felt Little Star's grip tighten around his sleeve. "They took me from her. The Queen never wanted me." Aaron's heart twisted. A mother ordering her own daughter's capture? Something deeper was going on, something hidden, ugly, and powerful. The enforcers split into groups. One group moved toward the dockyard. Another began circling the shipping crates. The Luma Hound growled from above, signaling their direction. They didn't have long. Aaron leaned close to Little Star. We move on 3. Stay right behind me. She nodded weakly. 1. The enforcer stepped closer. 2. The Luma Hound leaped to a lower roof. 3. Aaron grabbed her hand and rushed between 2 storage containers. Their footsteps echoed in the narrow space. Sparks burst behind them as a spear hit the wall, barely an inch from Little Star's head. "Run faster!" Aaron shouted. Little Star stumbled, but Aaron lifted her without slowing. They darted behind another row of crates, but 3 enforcers blocked the exit, spears aimed at them. "Human," the lead enforcer said, "you are interfering with royal justice. Release the girl." Little Star hid behind Aaron's back. "Don't let them take me." Aaron stood tall, spreading his arms protectively. "She's not going anywhere." The enforcer's helmet tilted. "You dare challenge the Queen's word?" "Yes," Aaron said. "Because the Queen is wrong." The enforcers raised their spears, ready to fire. But suddenly, boom, a massive explosion shook the ground. Crates flew into the air. Dust swallowed the area. The Luma Hound howled in surprise. Something or someone had attacked the enforcers. "Position." Aaron pulled Little Star into the smoke. "Stay close." The enforcers coughed and tried to regain formation, shouting commands. The Luma Hound jumped blindly, crashing into metal beams. Little Star whispered, "What happened?" Aaron didn't know, and he had no time to figure it out. They reached a narrow maintenance hallway under the docks. Pipes dripped, steam hissed. The space was tight, too small for the Luma Hound to fit. At least that gave them seconds of breathing room. Aaron rested a hand on Little Star's shoulder. "We're almost safe," but she shook her head with scared eyes. "They don't stop. They never stop." Aaron knelt in front of her. "Then I won't stop either," she blinked. No one had ever said that to her. For a moment, her fear broke and something warm flickered in her eyes, but the moment ended fast. A heavy thud echoed behind them. Aaron spun around. An enforcer ducked into the tunnel, dragging a damaged spear sparking with electricity. His armor was cracked from the explosion, but he was still strong enough to fight. "Human," he growled, "move aside." The girl must be eliminated before her power corrupts the royal bloodline. Little Star pressed herself against the wall, shaking violently. "Please, don't take me." Aaron stepped in front of her again. "Enough. She's a child, not a curse." The enforcer pointed his broken spear. "You protect her because you do not know what she is." "Then tell me," Aaron snapped. The enforcer hesitated. "She is the Queen's firstborn. A daughter born weak, unfit, and carrying unstable power. Her existence threatens the future ruler. She must not grow older." Little Star cried out softly. "I didn't choose to be born." Aaron stepped closer to the enforcer. "If your empire fears a child, it deserves to fall." The enforcer lunged. Aaron dodged, grabbed a metal pipe from the wall, and blocked the spear just in time. Sparks burst. The pipe shook violently in his hands. "Go!" Aaron shouted to Little Star. "Run!" she cried. "I won't leave you." The enforcer swung again. Aaron barely ducked as the spear sliced through the metal wall like butter. He swung the pipe, hitting the enforcer's helmet, making him stumble. Little Star's markings glowed faintly. "Please stop, don't hurt him." The enforcer roared and charged again, but this time Little Star stepped forward. Her small hand lifted. Blue light burst outward. The enforcer froze mid-strike, suspended in shimmering energy. His spear melted in his grip. His armor cracked like shattered glass. Aaron stared in shock. "Little Star, what did you?" She collapsed to her knees. I didn't mean to. I can't control it." The enforcer fell, unconscious. Aaron rushed to her side. "Hey, look at me. You saved us." She shook her head. "No. I made it worse. Now the Queen will know where I am. She will come herself." Aaron wrapped his arms around her shaking body. Then let her come, he whispered. She learned one truth: you are not alone anymore. But far above the docks, a royal ship lights up the sky. And the Queen is already on her way. The night sky above the dockyard lit up with the cruel glow of a royal warship descending. Its engines rumbled like a storm tearing the sky apart. Aaron held Little Star tightly as the wind from the ship spun dust and metal scraps into the air. The moment he saw the royal crest on its hull, he understood something terrifying. The Queen wasn't sending soldiers anymore. The Queen was coming herself. Little Star's tiny fingers dug into Aaron's jacket. She's here. She's really here. I can feel her. Aaron pulled her close. We'll face her together. But Little Star shook her head violently. You don't understand. If she finds me, you'll die. Before Aaron could question her, the royal ship landed on the largest platform. Its ramp dropped slowly with a hiss of steam. Figures stepped out, more enforcers forming a circle, each holding a spear with glowing blades. In the center of them stood a tall woman wearing a silver crown, her eyes cold as frozen fire. The Queen. Her presence made the air feel heavier. Even the metal under Aaron's feet seemed to hum in fear. Little Star hid behind Aaron, her breathing fast and uneven. She used to look at me like that, like I was a wrong piece of her world. Aaron turned to her. Tell me what she did. Tell me everything. Tears slipped from her eyes. When I was born, they expected a strong heir, a child with power to lead the galaxy. But I was weak, quiet, small. My powers didn't grow. They called me broken. Aaron's jaw tightened. Little Star continued, voice shaking. The Queen said a weak heir would ruin her rule. So she ordered them to take me away, to erase me. They hid me in dark rooms. They trained me to disappear. They told everyone the Queen never had a firstborn. Aaron felt rage rising like fire in his chest. She erased her own daughter? Little Star nodded slowly. Yes, because she was ashamed of me. Thunder rolled across the sky, but it wasn't weather. It was the Queen walking forward. Her steps echoing across the platform. She lifted her hand, and the enforcers formed two long lines, creating a pathway for her. Aaron whispered, "Why didn't your powers grow? Why did they call you weak?" Little Star hugged herself. Because my powers didn't react to them, but they react to you. Aaron blinked. To me? Why? I don't know, she whispered. When you touched my hand, something woke up inside me. Something warm, something strong. Aaron gently held her shoulders. Then we'll figure it out together. I'm not letting anyone take you. But the Queen's voice suddenly cut through the night like a blade. Human, she called coldly. Bring me the child. Little Star shrank behind Aaron again. Please, don't let go. Aaron stepped forward, and the enforcers instantly raised their spears. The Queen lifted one hand, signaling them to lower their weapons. She wanted this moment to be personal. Her eyes locked on Aaron. You protect her, the Queen said. Even though she is not yours. Aaron held his ground. She's a child, your child. She stopped being mine the moment she disappointed me, the Queen said sharply. A ruler cannot show weakness. A broken heir is a curse on the throne. Aaron's voice filled with anger. She's not cursed. You just didn't give her love. The Queen took one slow, chilling step closer. Love is for the weak. Power is what survives. Little Star cried softly against Aaron's back. Don't listen to her. Aaron faced the Queen. Her powers awakened tonight. She saved our lives. She isn't weak, she's stronger than you know. The Queen's gaze sharpened. Her power is unstable. Dangerous. She could destroy cities if she loses control. She must be contained. Little Star sobbed. I didn't want these powers. The Queen raised her hand toward her daughter. Come to me. Now, Little Star's body froze. She wasn't moving because she wanted to, she was moving because her mother's command carried royal energy. Her feet slid forward against her will. Aaron grabbed her hand. "Stay with me." The queen's eyes narrowed. "Release her. You have no right to stand between royalty and the throne." But Little Star clung to Aaron harder. "I don't want to go back. I don't want the quiet rooms. I don't want to disappear again." Aaron pulled her behind him. "Then she stays with me," he said. The queen raised her hand again, and this time the enforcer stepped forward, ready to strike. "She belongs to the crown," the queen hissed. "She will not belong to a human." Aaron didn't back away. "Then you'll have to take her from my dead hands." The queen's expression hardened. "So be it." The black and gold royal warship descended like a silent eclipse, covering the entire dockyard in deep shadow. The air grew colder. The metal under Aaron's feet vibrated as the massive vessel lowered itself with slow, terrifying power. Every enforcer froze. Even the queen stepped back, her expression changing from authority to alarm. Little Star gripped Aaron's hand tightly. "My father. He's here. The king." Aaron glanced at her trembling face. "Is he dangerous too?" She swallowed hard. "He's worse. He's the one who ordered me hidden." Before Aaron could speak, a booming voice filled the air, vibrating through every piece of metal. "Move!" The enforcers instantly cleared a path, their spears pointed down in pure fear. The queen stiffened, her jaw tightening, but she lowered her staff. From the warship's ramp emerged a tall figure wrapped in dark armor, glowing with golden lines. His eyes were sharp and deep red, burning like a dying star. He walked with the authority of someone who had never once heard the word no. "The king." Little Star hid behind Aaron, whispering, "He doesn't feel anything." "He never did." Aaron squeezed her hand. "Then I'll feel enough for both of us." The queen stepped forward first. "My king, I can explain." The king didn't even look at her. He stared only at Little Star, his face unreadable. "So," he said in a deep, calm voice, "the forgotten child survives." Little Star's breath broke into pieces. Aaron stepped in front of her. "She's not forgotten," Aaron said firmly. "She's alive. And she's staying free." The queen hissed, human silence. But the king raised a hand, and the entire battlefield went quiet. He studied Aaron as if examining something rare. "A human dares to challenge the throne? Interesting." Aaron didn't blink. "I protect her because no one else did." Little Star tugged on Aaron's jacket, whispering, "You can't fight him. Please, he'll kill you." But Aaron only pulled her closer. "I'm not afraid." The king tilted his head slightly. "You bleed for her. You stand for her. You risk your life for her." "Why?" Aaron took a breath. "Because she matters. Because she deserved love long before I even met her. Because she's a child. And your empire made her believe she was nothing." Something flickered in the king's eyes, anger. Pain? Memory? It lasted 1 second, then vanished. "You wasted your effort," the king said coldly. "She is unstable. Too powerful for her body. Too emotional to control her gift. She is a threat." "She's scared," Aaron shot back. "Not a threat." The king raised his hand to summon Little Star. She gasped as her feet moved against her will. "No," she cried, clinging to Aaron harder. "Don't let me go, please." Aaron wrapped both arms around her. "I won't let them take you." A golden aura formed around the king's hand. The ground cracked. The pull grew stronger. Little Star screamed as her body was forcefully dragged forward. But Aaron held on, refusing to let go, even as the pressure burned his skin. "Human," the king warned, "your body will break." "Then break it," Aaron growled. "She stays with me." A shockwave exploded from the king's aura. Aaron was thrown backward, crashing against the metal floor. Blood filled his mouth. His vision blurred. Little Star ran to him immediately. "Aaron! Aaron! Wake up, please wake up." He opened his eyes slowly, forcing a smile. "I'm okay. Don't cry." Her powers surged again, stronger than ever. Blue light wrapped around her like wings of pure energy. The king stepped back, eyes wide. "Impossible." The queen whispered, her power. It awakened fully. Little Star stood, tears glowing with light. "Leave him alone." Her voice echoed with power that shook the dockyard. "You hurt him," she said to her parents, her voice trembling. "And you call me dangerous?" The queen reached out. "Daughter," Little Star's eyes blazed. "I am not your mistake." Aaron slowly rose, holding his ribs. "Little Star, don't fight with anger. Use your heart." She turned to him, her glow softened, her breathing eased. Then she held his hand, and the power around her gentled into a calm, warm blue. The king watched carefully. Her power responds to him. Only him. The queen finally understood. She's not unstable. She just needed someone. The dockyard went silent. The king lowered his hand. His voice was quieter now. "Who are you, human?" Aaron stood beside Little Star, someone who refuses to let a child suffer alone. The king looked at his daughter, truly looked at her, for the first time. Her glow reflected in his eyes. Something inside him broke. Slowly, he walked closer and knelt down, not to intimidate, but to see her face. "You survived. Despite us," he said softly. Little Star whispered, "I survived because of him." The king turned to Aaron. "If she wishes to stay with you." Little Star squeezed Aaron's hand. "I want to stay with him." Aaron smiled weakly, wiping her tears. "Then you're safe now." The queen closed her eyes. "Then it is decided. The human is her guardian." For the first time, Little Star didn't shake. She didn't hide. She stood tall beside Aaron, because she finally knew one truth. She was chosen. She was loved. And she was finally safe.